Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I was just looking through some of my old hard drives, swapping some stuff around for data storage, and I came across some of my old training footage in the dungeon from back when I was running Ice Cream Fitness before I turned it into the new channel, and I think it's something worth talking about. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. And a lot of the really old school followers, you guys remember back when I was training in the dungeon. And the whole backstory, it's a whole nother backstory. I should almost tell that story because Lane Norton has come up and misrepresented that story several times, including on a podcast, about why I got thrown out of an IPF powerlifting gym in the United Kingdom in Cheltenham. And the story's been totally misrepresented. But yeah, I was thrown out for being pro-anabolic. I was totally thrown out of a gym, so I went and bought all my own gym equipment. I dropped a couple grand on a bunch of bars, plates, shipping, and I went and rented because I didn't have space where I lived, because you guys know how the UK is. Later, I started training in a garage at a house I was renting, but you guys know, if you've ever been to the UK, how little space you have. I did not have space to train at home, so I went and started renting a storage locker for about £100 a month, which I think is about $150, just to do my training in. And it was, again, one of those big old school British buildings with these 1 foot thick timbers and stuff on the floor, and it was cold as hell. I mean, I would be in there training sometimes, and it would be okay in the summer, but in the wintertime it would be like 5 degrees below freezing, and I'm up there trying to train in this thing, and all bundled up and everything, and it was hilarious. But you guys remember that little bitty tiny closet I was training in, and I found some training footage of me training my chest. And that's an interesting thing, because I have to remember, because I occasionally get other guys at the gym, other people I know, and it doesn't matter, people on the internet's going to be like, well, no one asked you that. Yeah, they actually do all the time. My chest is a lot bigger than you guys realize. That's one reason my arms look like they might only be 15 or 16 inches, is because my chest sticks out that far. What I do for my chest today is not what I rebuilt my base on. Like, people ask me today, what do you do for your chest? I'm like, push presses. That's it. I don't do any sort of actual direct chest work. I was doing dips for a while. But I quit doing dips because I don't need any more chest. My chest will grow off push presses. But I had to rebuild my base for powerlifting, and all that footage was before I went back and started competing again. And it was about 2 years after I got medical permission to start lifting again. So that's what it took me to get there and to rebuild my base. I'm a big believer in, for the chest, anything that lets you get longer range of motion. Well, the best way to get deeper range of motion is to run a slight incline of some type, because you can stretch a lot deeper on an incline. And again, more range of motion usually equals more muscle fiber recruitment, particularly at the bottom of an exercise like that, where you can get a stretch. And close grip, along with dumbbells, give you the deepest stretch possible. So what I would tell people, again, you need to build your chest up to be able to bench press. And, again, I was getting ready for powerlifting in a few months again. And so to rebuild my chest, I quit flat benching for a little while, because I knew I was months out from a meet. Didn't matter. So I think for several months straight, I did a lot of medium to high rep incline close grip bench and a lot of dumbbell presses. And I've got some footage up for you guys at the end that I'm going to throw in. Again, a lot of the people who remember the old days in the dungeon from the other channel probably get a laugh seeing some of this, because it really is tiny. It was really, really rough trying to train in there, because I did push presses in there, deadlifting in there, everything. I was training in there about 4 days a week. So what you guys will see there, I think I ended up showing, because you guys will look, they're sequentially apart. Again, some basic block style periodization going on, using exercises that really focus on the chest but are still presses, so they'll carry over to your bench press. And again, it's shallow incline close grip bench. And you'll notice I think the first heavy set I do there, wearing one set of clothes, so you can kind of see there's different workouts with different clothes on, I think was something like 120 kilos, which is 265 pounds for 8 reps. And then in the same workout afterwards, I went over to dumbbells, and I think my heaviest dumbbell set there, I don't know how many reps I did there, but I just found the clip and I threw it in. It's using 110-pound dumbbells on a shallow incline. And notice everything is paused, everything is close grip. The dumbbells are with the hands turned in, and that's to protect your shoulders. So everything is done in a manner to protect your shoulders. And so, that almost looks like bodybuilder style training. It's, again, 8 rep sets, incline close grip followed by incline dumbbells. I think the next one I've got up with me going heavy, it goes up to 285, and I think I get 6 reps. And then the heaviest set I do there is with 300 pounds, which is 135 kilos, is like 298, 299. So basically 300 pounds for 4 pause reps. And and I ran stuff like that in linear, like block periodization. So, I mean, I would change rep ranges every 3 weeks and go a little bit heavier. And that's how I rebuilt my chest to be able to bench press. And again, people need to understand that your base building isn't always the same thing that you're going to do once you get a muscle to a certain size. People are going to use different training. Like today, my chest is probably bigger than it was then, but I don't really even do incline work. I don't do presses or anything for my chest. I'm able to maintain the size off of my basic power exercises. I do push presses for triples. I don't go really over 3 reps. I don't do what most people would consider to be direct chest work, and yet I've been able to maintain, if not grow my chest further doing that. But that's not how I built my base back. When I came back to training, I had to rebuild a base, and I did a lot of work in the 5 to 10 rep range on a lot of basic exercises. Everything from my barbell rows to Romanian deadlifts, front squats. People remember a lot of this. If I was doing all those different exercises to rebuild my base and rebuild my musculature from different angles, different performance elements, so that I could get back into powerlifting. So I'm going to go ahead and roll those clips so you guys enjoy.